So I actually did my very first VR stream today. It was definitely a learning experience, but it went well overall. And I am using the Oculus Rift. So I guess I'm interested to see if the setup's different than setting up HTC Vive. Because for me, it was basically, it's like HDMI into the computer and USB into the computer. And then you launch like the Oculus program on your PC. And you can just capture it like you would capture a console or something. It was super straightforward, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. What about the HTC Vive?
We wouldn't capture it like a capture card. It would more like be a window. So we'd either capture the Vive mirror, which is a window that we open once we plug it in and get everything going, and we can see what we're seeing. We can open up a Vive mirror, or when the game opens, you can capture the game that you're playing instead as just game capture. So
yeah,
on my end, I have a difference.
Oh, do you do something different?
Yes,
Yeah,
of course. So since CyborgAngel stated that she has a window capture, a lot of people do. I'm just trying to adjust this. I'm like, my head is super pale right now. It's like shining so hard. I'm laughing so hard when I'm looking at myself. I'm like, dang. But yeah. So since she has a single PC setup, and this is why I asked. Single PC, you would want to capture like a game or a window in that kind of in that sense. But with Lowco, since I have a 2 PC setup, I cannot capture my HTC Vive like a game since it's not connected to my streaming PC. It is connected to my gaming PC, and I will tell you guys why I set it up that way in just a little bit as well. But definitely, I have to capture it like a capture card. So it's a source like what you have.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm on a 2 PC setup too, and initially I was like kind of confused about should I set it up on a gaming PC or my streaming PC, because I didn't know how the capture was gonna go. But yeah, so I ended up picking the right one, I guess, going with the gaming PC. And because like your capture card captures everything on your desktop,
correct.
Like I guess with the Oculus, what I did was like Steam has integration with does it have it with the Vive too? Like you can actually set up mirroring through Steam with whatever game you're playing. So I was talking to Venelis about this, and he was helping me set it up. So sometimes it'll pop up naturally for you, I guess, but like other times if it doesn't, you can use the Steam VR application to actually set up mirroring, especially if you're doing Steam games.
So the mirroring is just a visual duplication?
Yeah, it's like, so sometimes it'll just be a full screen, or sometimes it'll show you like each eye and then you choose an eye or something, which obviously is not ideal because then the resolution.
Pick an eye!
Yeah. But yeah, so, I mean, with Beat Saber, which was the first game I played, it just like popped up on my monitor, and like with my capture card, like it just captures what's on the screen.
Huh.
The Angel was going to say something there.
Do you know what? I've got a memory like a fish.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just like,
no worries.
Not there anymore.
So when you on the Vive, when you install the Vive, it actually has to link, from what I know, to Steam to be able to play any kind of Steam game.
Okay.
So when it does that, you have the choice. When the game opens, it can be full screen, and it does show the game. But as like you stated, there's some times where games where it doesn't full screen, it's not showing the whole window, it shows like an eye, and you would have to full screen your scene almost to mimic the eye. So it would then, that's what I did on certain games where when Beat Saber wasn't doing, until I added some mods to Beat Saber, it fixed up a little bit of stuff for me. But,
so there is a bit of complexity in not only setting it up, but also like on an app and game by game basis.
I would say a bit is an understatement. Like I can be running like, techie problems for a good 2 hours before streaming, depending on what I'm doing. But I run my VR much more complicated because it's on one system. I think it's not as easy to figure out what the issue is.
Okay, so in terms of the hardware, then, so it sounds like it's an easier situation to have a 2 PC setup. Yeah.
Yes, if you're not doing mixed reality. That's
What's
when it's
mixed
like,
reality?
Is that augmented
Oh.
reality?
This is a whole nother thing.
So
Uh-oh.
I do virtual reality and I do mixed reality, meaning that if I'm in a game like Beat Saber and I'm holding two lightsabers, you see my webcam, but if I hold up my hand, the lightsaber's attached. So I'm in the game.
Let me see if
and you
I
can
have a
see
video.
Oh,
of
with
this.
Live
what I'm-
client.
yeah.
Okay.
but
That
I
I
did
don't
it
have set
before
up.
that, and it was a lot more complex before that.
Really?
Yes, doing it before that, you're calibrating everything yourself, and it takes forever.
So what Live is what we're not stating to you. So there's two different ways to broadcast VR.
There's a video of that.
There's VR virtual reality where you're in the game, and that's what we've been doing. Like Loco, you did virtual reality, I do virtual reality, and I just get my cameras and green screen. You can see me in that kind of thing. It's kind of mixed, but it's not really. What she does and what Live Client helps out with, and you can look it up on Steam. It's LIV Client, and basically it does a whole entire like reorganization to where you're in the VR game. So like it's like behind you and you're doing stuff and you're inside the game. So while like if Beat Saber were coming, it looks like you're actually slicing it because you're in the game rather than a visible hands lightsaber and then there's you on the bottom right with your controllers and stuff. So that stuff is complicated. I don't even know how to do that.
Hunter looks completely.
I'm absorbing this. I'm also working through like a bunch of ideas. So I was thinking back to like we've seen some like really old school, like corny and cheesy versions of this. I assume that these actually look really awesome instead of like that late 80s kind of like, whoa.
Oh no, this is like I mean the link in the chat.
That I have not seen.
Yeah,
okay.
The link in the chat is perfect. That shows you exactly what it looks like. You can place the camera, or you say the virtual camera, anywhere in the virtual world.
Oh, that looks amazing.
It's just very complex to move the virtual camera. That's the thing.
That looks amazing.
But it's not just Beat Saber. It's stuff like Space Pirate Trainer. I don't know if any of you guys have tried that. That's a really like small game that you can play on there as well. But that's guns, so they can see you shoot guns and duck out of the way of bullets. So you're like literally ducking out of the way when stuff is coming to you towards you. Like you feel very much like you are part of the Matrix. It's amazing. But you can even do it with like story games. The problem with story games is because you're turning around all the time and the camera's in one place. You could be looking at the camera so they can't see what's in front of you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets a bit tricky. So yeah.
Because they're always seeing that fixed angle, I'm guessing.
Yes. Yes.
Also something that I'm
walking around with a camera.
Really? Exactly. Something that I've learned is it's going to be, that's why I haven't been able to test with Live. You, I believe, need to have more cameras. So I would have to purchase extra cameras so and put it onto my game PC because currently my two C920s are on my streaming PC.
Oh, so standard webcams.
Exactly. And you can use standard webcams, but I'm guessing I would have to purchase more and put it onto my gaming PC to do the Live client because you can't use like you would have to then open up Live on it would be impossible to do a 2 PC setup with Live. You would have to literally have extra cameras if you would want to do that with 2 PC.
But you'd need the cameras on the PC that's running the Vive program and Live, otherwise it won't be able to capture it all together because it meshes them together. It meshes you in between the layers of the game. So if something walks in front of you, it covers you. If something walks behind you, you're in front of it, but you're holding whatever item. So yeah.
This just blows my mind.
What about
like I just set up a VR and now I'm like, oh, but you can do this. It's like,
we're getting into like the super custom stuff.